Hi there everyone. I am working on my ST here. People can comment about my garage. I've heard comments before, but this is a working garage. It's not a little showpiece. I actually work on cars here. So anyway, since a lot of people like to make comments on my other videos about the fact that my garage has tools on the floor or whatever, I just want to explain that I do not use my garage as a showpiece. I actually work in it. Alright, that being said, I have the new shims from one of the companies that sells these shims, and these shims make it so that you can put a regular H4 bulb in a Honda. Now this is a Honda ST, and one of the biggest pains, and I have a mirror right here, so this way you can actually see the back as soon as it slowly zooms in what you're looking at. So this is looking through the mirror at the back of the bulb, and you can see down here, you can see this clip, and then you can see that it actually hinges around this screw down in the corner here. Now I'm not going to lie to you, so this screw right here is where it hinges, and this clip is hooked underneath this piece of metal here, and then the other part holds the bulb in. Now you can see with the clips cut that it actually doesn't lay in there correctly, the bulb, so it throws out your focus. Now I'm going to be honest with you, this thing is a pain in the real big you know what, and it is almost impossible to get in here. So I'm going to try to get this clip underneath, and really what you have to do is, looking at it, I need to squeeze it this way and bring it out. Bring it up to the top. So, alright, so I just did it. Alright, so now you can see, if the light works, okay, you can see me in the front, and you can see that the clip has fallen away. Sorry, this is very hard for you to tell in a mirror, but it's the best I can do for you here. Sorry about that. Alright, so you can see the bulb is laying in here sideways. Alright, so now take the bulb out. Alright, now this bulb here, I'm going to set this down here so you can see what I'm talking about. Alright, so here's the bulb. Let me unwrap the shim here. So I'll take the shim out of the package. So you got a little part here. They give you a little alcohol package. And then here is the shim. Okay. So what we're going to do with the shim is, you can see there's the shim, and it's going to drop over the bulb like this. And boy, it's not exactly a very easy fit, is it? Well, so much for this. It seems that this bulb might be just a little bit bigger around the base than the shim is cut, but I think it's going to snap on there. Alright, so the first thing I need to do here is I need to take some tin snips, and I need to cut off all 3 ears of the bulb. So I'm going to come through here and cut off this ear. Maybe use some sharper tin snips. Let's try these. Alright. So I'm going to come through, cut this off. Oh. There we go. Sorry, so I got the top one cut off. Now I have to cut off these bottom two tabs all the way. Shoot, might be easier just to bend them and break them off. Huh. Well, this is... There we go. Alright, so there's one. It's very thin metal, so it's actually kind of hard to cut. So I'm trying to cut this one off. Come on. Wow. Oh, it's amazing. Alright, nice and not flat at all. So I'm going to try to trim this up just a little bit off camera here. Well, maybe on the camera. I guess as long as it's back, it's okay. Kind of, the metal's very hard, and it, you know, it's a stainless, and a lot of things don't like to cut it. Alright. So you want to cut those back because this shim is going to take place of that. Alright, now this apparently is a little tight. I'd like that to snap over there, but I don't know if this is going to on this one. This is good because this will show you that this is not just a simple snap it in operation. And the shim might be actually just made a little bit too tight on a tolerance to fit this bulb. So I'm going to try to squeeze it down with a pair of pliers, work it around, get it all the way flush, and that's working. Wow, that's a very exact fit. Alright, so still working this around. So you can see there's a little bit of a gap here, but I think that's about as far down as it's going to get. I'm going to try to give it a little bit more nudge here. Alright, yep, it's working its way down. Alright, so you can see I'm closing up that gap. Getting that down. It's actually, I'm kind of glad that it's this tight because that means that it's not going to fall off when I try to put this thing back in the bike. Alright, so I got the shim now put on there. You can see it's pretty close. There's a fairly close gap. And one of the reasons you have to use the shim, and I didn't realize this when I first didn't do this, but the regular H4 bulb, let me open up the package of one I'm going to do on the other side. Because it's such a pain in the butt to get in there, I'm going to do them both at the same time. So the regular H4 bulb, right next to it, you can see right here, you can see the hump right there. So this hump here is actually what it lays on when it's in the bike. So that actually lifts up a little bit. Now I'm going to turn this around a little bit and try to see how these two line up. As far as height, you can see that they are pretty dang even. It's going to throw it off, the focus off just a hair, but it's not bad. So here you can see very clearly, you can see the difference between the shim. This is what Honda gives you, and this is what H4 is. So you can see right here, there's the Honda, and this, I'm sorry, there's the regular H4, and this is what Honda wants it spaced out at. So you can see why you definitely need the shim. And you know, you can see that the top part sticks out about the same. The bottom two pieces are the same width, but this part is where it really gets you, and that's the width on the bottom. So anyway, this is what I'm doing tonight, and this is another bulb that I'm going to put in here with that shim. So they give you 2 packages of alcohol wipes, which is nice. I mean, it's actually nice. I expected to just get 2 shims in an envelope and everything. So now you have your bulb. So now you have to take your bulb, wipe it off with alcohol. Don't flip over that alcohol wipe and use the other side. Clean that all the way off because you don't want any fingerprints on there at all. I have another bulb here that someone had touched at one point, and when I took it out, it had a giant bubble where it had actually bulged out the side. Alright, now let's take a look at the back. You can see this is where it used to be. You can see where it is now. Alright, now I'm going to attempt to put this back in the bike. So you can see down in there, there's the looking through the headlight here, and that's looking at a mirror. Now you can see the hopefully you can see the hinge part. So this is, see if I can do this without dropping the bulb or the camera. So I'm working this way down now, and you can see a little bit, and I'm going to drop it into the slots. This is not an easy job, I'll tell you what. Not on an ST anyway. Maybe some of the other bikes it is, but the ST just doesn't like to cooperate. Alright, there. Now, I successfully have stuck the bulb in here. You can see it in there. It's resting on the grooves and in the grooves. So the bulb itself lays on those grooves. It doesn't rest in the housing. So without this adapter, your bulb is going to be way off focus. So now you have this here. Now let's see if I can get this mirror moved a little bit. See, and this is where you run into issues. Alright, so the bulb just fell back out. So now I gotta feel the bulb, get the bulb back in. And while keeping a finger on the bulb, keeping it in the grooves, now I need to hook that one hook. I don't know if you can even see down there. I can. So now that's got to go underneath the little hook thing. See, this is actually a very good video because this is really what you're going to be fighting with. Ah, dang it. Alright, hang on, I gotta get this mirror out of here. See if I can reposition this mirror so you can see and I can see what's going on down here. It's a little bit easier if I didn't have a mirror and have a camera. So you can see right here, there's looking back in there. And find a place to wedge this mirror again so it doesn't fall down. I wish I could show you this, but it's not very easy. I'm going to try to do a different angle here. Alright, I don't know if this is going to pick it up, but I'm going to back all the way out. drop this down here. Alright, so now what you're looking at is the back of the bulb, and this is kind of a do it by braille. So you can see this little thing here. So you make sure the bulb is in the grooves. Alright, now I'm doing this blind, and it's got to go underneath that little bracket. I get it? Yep, that's it right there. Alright, so that's what it looks like. That's the back. And there I am. So you can't see anything unless you pull the bulb out. So I'm going to drop this mirror down here again real quick, because I got to see if I did this right. Yep. Alright, so it's in there. Alright, so you can see everything is right. I got it in. Alright, so the bulb's in. Take care not to touch the glass. Now we have this little rubber boot thing, which I don't know where I put it.